Fashion vintage shirts for ladies. A Fashionista's guide, we refer to reusing fashion trends as vintage. In other words, vintage clothing has historical roots. One of them is a loose-fitting shirt that is available in a range of patterns and hues. Maybe you already have one or more of them in your closet. But can you blend antique clothing properly? Today we will introduce some fashion vintage shirts for ladies in this article. Fashion vintage shirts for ladies. In recent years, the trend of vintage shirts for women has been increasingly popular. Vintage shirts are shirts with a retro or vintage appearance, sometimes with distinctive designs, patterns, and fashions from a certain historical period. These shirts may be available in numerous styles, including button-ups, blouses, and tunics, and they can be constructed of a number of fabrics, including cotton, linen, and silk. To create a fashionable and distinctive style, vintage shirts may be worn with a range of various bottoms, including jeans, skirts, and pants. They are adaptable and ideal for any event because they can be dressed up or down depending on the situation. You can find vintage shirts for ladies in various vintage and thrift stores or online retailers that specialize in vintage clothing. Some popular vintage eras for shirts are the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, and 1950s. You can also find vintage-inspired shirts that are newly made but have a vintage look. Overall, vintage shirts for ladies are a great way to add a unique and stylish touch to any wardrobe. Types of ladies' vintage shirts. There are several types of vintage shirts for ladies, each with its own unique style and features. Some popular types include button-up shirts. Button-up shirts are a popular type of vintage shirt for ladies. They feature buttons up the front and often have a collared neckline, long sleeves, and a tailored fit. These shirts can be found in a variety of materials such as cotton, linen, and silk, and can be found in solid colors or with small, subtle patterns. Button-up vintage shirts can be found in different eras such as the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, and 1950s. Each era has its own unique style and features. Blouses. Another common kind of vintage shirt for women is the blouse. They might have lace, ruffles, or embroidery and frequently have a flowing, feminine design. They come in a range of fabrics, such as cotton, silk, or chiffon, and frequently have a loose fit. Depending on the design and the pairing, they may be worn in a range of situations, from casual excursions to formal events. It's one of the fashion vintage shirts for ladies. Tunics. Another style of vintage shirt for women is the tunic. Typically long and flowing, they might have distinctive embellishments like beading or embroidery and come in a range of fabrics including cotton, linen, and silk. They may be dressed up or down depending on the occasion and go well with leggings, slim-fitting slacks, or even a pair of jeans. They may be worn with a variety of bottoms to provide a chic and distinctive style. Hawaiian shirts. Hawaiian shirts, often referred to as aloha shirts, are a kind of fashion vintage shirts for ladies with a loose, laid-back fit that frequently contains flower or tropical designs. They are frequently linked to a tropical, island-inspired style and were popular in the 1930s and 1940s. They are often composed of breathable fabrics that keep the user cool and comfortable in warm weather, such as cotton and rayon. They are ideal for a relaxed summer style and come in a variety of vivid colors and striking designs. How to wear ladies' vintage shirts. There are many ways to wear vintage shirts for ladies, depending on the style, era, and occasion. Here are a few ideas to help you style your vintage shirts. Pair a vintage button-up shirt with high-waisted jeans and classic pumps for a timeless and sophisticated look. Layer a vintage blouse over a midi skirt and boots for a bohemian chic look. Tuck a vintage tunic into a pair of high-waisted pants and add a statement necklace for a chic and effortless look. Style a vintage Hawaiian shirt with a pair of shorts and sandals for a relaxed, beachy look. Layer a vintage sweater over a collared shirt and pair it with a pencil skirt and heels for a vintage-inspired look. Pair a vintage t-shirt with a pair of high-waisted mom jeans and sneakers for a casual, 90s-inspired look. Dress up a vintage blouse with a pencil skirt or trousers for a formal look. Conclusion. In conclusion, fashion vintage shirts for ladies are a popular fashion trend that has been gaining popularity in recent years. They feature unique designs, patterns, and styles from a specific era in the past. They can be made of a variety of materials such as cotton, linen, silk, wool, and rayon. They are versatile and can be dressed up or down depending on the occasion, and can be paired with a variety of different bottoms to create a stylish and unique look. Overall, vintage shirts for ladies are a great way to add a unique and stylish touch to any wardrobe and are perfect for any occasion.